Hi there, it's Rose from the Painted Toad, and I have a fun project for today. So if you're joining me, say hi. I found these really cute wood cuts. They're super thick. They were in the craft section at my local Dollar Tree, and I just had to get them because they're like so nice and thick. And you could use them as like a shelf sitter or maybe for a tier tray or even as an ornament. They have the little hangers on there, which I'm going to remove. But for the painting part, but I'm going to get started here. And yeah, if you're joining me, say hi. Let me get my camera set up here. There we go, so you can see the woodcuts. So I don't know that I'll get through all three. I might only be able to complete one today because I get a little hung up sometimes on my details, which I love to do. But we'll see how many we can do. So for this first part, I'm just going to take this jute string right off because it's a pain to try to paint around this. So save myself the stress of trying to paint around the string. And then it's just a perfect surface, nice and round. And I'm just going to have some fun here paintings. I'm going to start with, I think, some of my light blue paint. I think we'll start with a fun little snowy scene. And I've got some artist acrylics, or you could also use craft paints for this. So I've got some white, I've got some light blue, and let me just figure out where I put that paint palette. That's what happens when I'm trying to be tidy. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I was cleaning out all the paints in it, and then I don't know where I put it. Okay, well, we're going to modify, and I'll just use something else to paint on. Not a big deal. You ever do that? Misplace something? Oh, happens more and more as I get older. All right, so I'm just going to paint here. I've got a little plastic tub here, and this will work just fine. This is what we call working on the fly. All right, so I'm going to take some of that light blue, and I'm also going to mix in some of my white with this because I want it to be kind of snowy and pretty. So that is my goal for this little snow globe. And a lot of times I just got some light blue and white. A lot of times I will just take my brush and put both colors right there on it. So the light blue, and since we're working on a round here, oh my goodness, get that brush a little bit wet. It's kind of crusty. There we go. I'm going to paint on a curve, and that's going to keep the roundness of this globe so that it looks more like a curve. So there we go. Hey, Donna. Oh, that cracks me up, Donna. She says that's why I don't put women our age with children. We might misplace them. Oh my goodness. I can't even. That's probably so, so true. Good morning, Julie. Welcome. So isn't that a gorgeous blue? It's just so pretty. And I love doing the blue and the white together because sometimes if you just stir up your paints and mix them to get a color. Oh my gosh. Why is my screen? There we go. Okay. um you don't get these nice like different shades. I don't know if you can see them in there, the different tones. It looks more natural, and it's really important because I'm working on a round to keep my my colors curved here. You know what would be super cute too is because these are so thick, you could totally do both sides. You could do the same, or you could do like different things on both sides. So that's an idea. I won't do it today only because one side will be wet and that'll be kind of tricky. Um, but that is definitely an idea. Good morning, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Julie, Donna saying good morning to you. How's everyone doing? TGIF. That's all I can say. It has been, I don't know, it always just seems like the weeks get so busy as you get into the holiday season, and it just goes so fast. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just doing the blue and the white on here, kind of doing the edge of the wood. It's like the weeks go fast, but at the same time, I feel like I'm catching my breath. Oh, I did the number one. Okay, so here's, I did this the other day too. Always paint your edges before you paint the front, because then you're trying to touch the wet edge. So just ignore my little mistake there. Boy, I don't have it together today. Can anybody join me on that? Hey, Elizabeth. Happy Friday to you too. Yeah, some days I don't know. I signed up to teach this slot last minute, so I was like, you know what? I got time. I'll jump on and do a little painting lesson. So that's kind of I think why I'm scattered. My daughter, it was funny. She's like, "Didn't you, have something all planned out?" I'm like, "Well, I have lots of plans. I just haven't, put them out on paper yet, or practice them." But I sometimes I like to work on the fly. I find that my creativity works better that way because it forces me to here, let's zoom in a little bit. It forces me to think of different ideas and things like that. If one thing doesn't work out, then I have to kind of pivot. So I like to pivot. Oh, all right, Donna, you can watch the replay for sure. Shopping for 5 cakes. Oh, wow, that's a lot of birthdays. Hey, Ray. Have fun cake shopping. That sounds delicious. If you get to sample them, you gonna sample all those cakes? All right, let's see here. So I used up most of my white here, so I need a little bit more white. And we're going to add in here, I'm going to add some snow down here. So we'll get some snow. Good morning, Melanie. Well, you guys are all popping on in the morning. Happy Friday. I am so glad. I was just saying, I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm like counting down the days to Thanksgiving. I can't wait to just make food and eat food. And that is my goals. November goals. Make food, eat food. You just have to make it to Thanksgiving. And then from there, it's not too far till Christmas. So I'm just taking some white paint in here. This is drying very quickly because I'm working on the wood. So the wood just kind of sucks the paint right in there, which is very nice. The acrylic dries, faster. And you could do a couple different things. So I'm kind of curving this because if this was a real snow globe, um, it would, have kind of a curve here. It would look curved because it's got a round surface. So I'm keeping a curve on that. Melanie, you got to go shopping for Thanksgiving food. Yes, I have my turkey ordered. We order from a local organic farm. And so they'll probably tell me, like usually Tuesday, I think, is pickup day for your turkey. And it is fresh. It is not a frozen turkey. So it is a fresh turkey. And then I also have a bunch of stuff still left from our farm share this summer. I have a bunch of squashes. I have sweet potatoes. I have like 5 bags of potatoes. Hey, Unique. Oh, Pat from Unique. Yes, welcome. Pat from Unique. I like that. I like that business name. That sounds awesome. All right, so we got some white in here. And what do you think I should do? Should I do a little snowman? Should I do a little Christmas tree? What are you thinking? I might have time to do a couple of these because we got 45 minutes. So what do you think I should do? Why don't you give me some ideas? And while you're giving me ideas, I'm going to paint another one of these rounds really quick with the blue, and then we'll see how many of these we can paint. I like to get ideas from y'all because sometimes my ideas are bouncing all over the place, so you need to give me some direction. I need direction. All right, I'm taking the string off this one, and then I'm just going to paint this surface real quick with the white and blue like I did the other one. So we'll do 2 globes. If I have time, I'll do both. But give me some ideas for these little snow globes. What do you want me to paint inside of them? Should I paint snowman? Should I paint a little Christmas tree? Should I paint a little winter cabin? Oh, what else could I do? I could even do one of these as like a little candy, like a little peppermint candy. That would be kind of cute. Oh, a reindeer, snowman, or a gnome. Those are all good ideas. Snowman. Ooh, great ideas, ladies. Great ideas. Little reindeer. Where's some? I think I'll start with a snowman first because I'm a chicken and I got to get my creative juices flowing, and snowman will be easiest. And then I'll go for the reindeer. That's always a little trickier to get the deer. Oh, peppermint candy. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. I thought you were one of my this darn mouse here is driving me nuts. Hey, Karen from Buffalo. Yes, Pat, I thought you were one of my CRTC sisters. Thanks for jumping in and watching. Yeah, maybe I'll do the third as a peppermint candy. That would be kind of cute. Okay, Julie says a snowman too. All right, we're going to do a snowman then. Snowman's got a lot of those. Oh, a little camper with Christmas lights. That would be adorable. All right, I'm going to set this one aside, let that one dry so it's ready to go. And then we're going to bring this one back in. I have the sun streaming in here. And oh my gosh, I need to like get out of. All right, I'm going to close out my thing here because my mouse keeps moving me around. Oh, a penguin would be cute too, Karen. Could do a penguin. You guys have so many great ideas. Now I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. All right, let's do a snowman. We'll start with that. So this is almost just like a little painting. If you think of this as a canvas, this would be just a little painting. And I'm just going to start with some white here for our snowman. And I'm putting it off center because we want to have a balanced composition here. So I'm using some fancy painting words here. You want to look at your negative and your positive space. And what that means is your negative space is kind of the part of the painting that doesn't have much going on, like your background and your scenery and stuff. And then the positive space is what has our images and things like that. So when we do painting, if you do something right smack dab in the middle, it doesn't always give you a balanced look. So the same goes for our little woodcut here. So that's why I'm doing my snowman a little bit off center. And we can add some more fun things to this scene. And then I want to give this snowman a little bit of a 3D look. So I'm painting round here with a round brush. I'm going to take some of that blue that I already have, and I'm just going to kind of add some curves here on this side. So can you see how I'm doing that? I'll add a touch more white just to kind of blend it so it's not like crazy blue. So we get more of a blend here. And that's just going to give us a little bit of highlight and shell. Let me see if I can move. I'm going to move this just because I have that sun coming in right over here. Let me move my little camera over here. There we go. That I think will help you see a little bit better. This time of the morning, the sun is streaming down. I'm in the basement. My studio's in the basement, but I do have some windows, so it's okay. I like the bright morning sunshine. It reminds me that it's a beautiful day out there. And I'm not living down here as a troll in my basement, an art troll. The other important thing when you're painting, if you want to get this 3D look, is you need to make sure that you're setting your little your circles on top of one another. Let me zoom in there so you can see. You see how this round circle is setting on top of the bottom circle here? That's what's going to make it look more 3D, and it's not going to look like three, separate circles. It's going to look like a little snowman with the different snowballs. Same with the top one. The top one needs to set a little bit down on this middle snowball. So there we go. Just going to kind of curve that. Yeah, I have like no idea where I put my, you know what, I bet I set it over on the table there because I was looking through things and trying to decide what I wanted to show you today. There we go. All right, so we got our little snowman here. Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you for sprinkling. That's awesome. All right, what else do we need with our little snowman? I want him to dry, or her. We could make it a her. I feel like maybe a little tree or something on the side. What do you think? Should we have like a little pine tree or something over there? Let's see what I got here. I've got some green paints. I've got a real pretty bright green. I also have a real pretty dark green. So I might do a little bit of both. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. It's good to have you, Sally, too. Thanks for watching today. Where is my dark green? I've got light green. What did I do there? Oh, that's my cadmium. Oh my gosh. Too many greens, too many greens. Okay, so I got a little bit of light green. I got some cadmium green. These are all different shades of green. My thing is, don't worry so much about the color, the colors that I'm saying. Choose greens that you like. So if you're going to do a tree, pick greens that you like. I'm trying to find my dark green here. For some reason, it is not in all of my greens. I wonder if one of my daughters borrowed it. Sometimes they borrow my paints. And then they don't bring them back downstairs. Or sometimes I have them sitting out and I don't realize I moved them. Yeah, they must have. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Because I don't have the dark green I wanted. I want to tone this down and make it a little bit more of a pine. Oh, you love painting, Sally, but you don't do enough. I know. Isn't that the story? That's how I feel too. I don't paint enough. I want to paint more, but I don't know. There's always things like laundry and people around here want to be fed, and I don't know what my family's problem is. Why can't they just let me just paint? Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do, that sun is encroaching. I need a little shade here. It's like totally messing with my my light here. All right, I'm going to take some of the light green and some of the darker green I've got. I've got two shades of green here. And I'm just going to paint in a little pine tree here with my round brush. Actually, you know what? Let me teach you a different technique because we could do the round brush, but I love to do my pine trees with a flat brush. So let me show you the flat brush technique, which is a kind of a fun one. So you're just going to take a flat brush and then just take some green and we're going to go back and forth. It's a little bit different here, but you can get a real nice fluffy pine tree using the flat brush. And I'll zoom in a little bit on this so we can get a real close look at the... I'm trying to think here if I got something I can use to block the sun coming on my mat here. You know what? I've got, hold on. Let's do this. I'm going to stick this back here and see if that helps. There we go. That'll help a little bit. That's better. Okay. Think it on the fly here. There we go. That's a little better. Now you can see it better. We don't have the crazy sunbeams. I love the sunshine, but it doesn't work well when you're trying to do a video. There we go. So I'm just kind of dabbing this. And you just kind of keep it along the edges here. I'm using the edge of it. So instead of like making flat lines like you might do with a background or something like that, using the edge of the brush and going back and forth, side to side. I made this one really full, nice and full here. I almost feel like we could curve it a little bit here, you know, so it looks like it's in the globe, curved a little. So let's just add a little curve to that edge. See how I just changed that a bit? Get a little curve going on the edge. Okay, what do you think? Is that looking good so far? We got our tree, we got our snowman, and I'm going to add in a little bit of shading here. So that's where the black comes in. Now, normally if I had a dark green, I would do that, but my dark green has walked and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to use a tad of black. And here's the thing with the black. Black paint goes a long way. So you do not want to like use a ton. So I'm going to get some black on my brush. See if it'll focus. Come on, camera, focus. Do the job you're meant to do. There we go. That's a lot on there. So what I want to do because I don't want all that on there. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to brush most of it off, okay? That way I've got some black in the brush right now, and now I'm going to go back into my greens, and I am going to get a little bit of shadowing. So let's see, if we got the light coming here, I'm thinking we would have some shading on our tree, maybe more on this side over here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Well, let's see here. Definitely helps now that I got the... So let's just do a little shading and shadowing, and I'm just gonna, I'm dabbing with the edge of my flat brush still, and it's gonna help give a little dimension to this tree. I'm kind of dipping a little bit in that black that I wiped off, and then a little bit more in the green, because I don't want it, you don't really want black shadows. That's not very natural to have black shadows, unless you're doing a silhouette or something like that. So we want kind of, we wanted to get a different shade in here to get our shadows. I was kind of getting this, I think my flat brush is getting a little smooshed from being dabbed so much. There we go. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the difference there in shade? All right, so I'm gonna let that little tree kind of dry right now. We'll go back and add some snow on it in a little bit. Yes, Julie, I am on YouTube. Hey, Lisa, welcome. Hey, Teresa, welcome, welcome. Thanks for watching. Yes, Julie, I'm on YouTube. I don't have 100 followers yet, but when I do get 100 followers, I will officially be the Painted Toad. But if you look up the Painted Toad on YouTube, it should pull up my different lessons. I have painting lessons and I have crafting lessons. I have both. I consider myself a creator extraordinary. I love to, I can't really tie myself down to one thing or the other because I love to do all sorts of arts and crafts, and you know, I am an artist through and through. So I don't like to tie myself down to one thing. I like to move and do different things. So what I want to do now is add a little shading for my snowman in the snow. I'm looking for, let's see, ooh, I got a gray purple. Ooh, this might actually be kind of a fun shade. I'm going to pull that out, so I'm thinking of it. And I'm looking here, let's see. Okay, so I've got some cobalt blue, which might actually make a really nice shadow as well. This would also make a nice shadow for my pumpkin. So let's see about doing a little bit of cobalt blue with a little bit of my white and maybe my light blue. We're going to add a little shadow here. Hey, Christine. Oh, thank you so much for sprinkling. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm kind of new. I'm kind of new, Teresa. So I just joined the crafters group. I think I've only done a few lessons so far. I want to say like 3, like this will be my 3rd. And I've been doing Monday mornings. For right now, I've usually been doing the Monday mornings at the 8:30 time slot. That's going to have to change though, because I'll be going later, I think, on Monday mornings, because after Thanksgiving, my daughters are going to be returning to in-person school. So I'll have to be getting them to school on time. So I'll have to change my Monday morning time. But most of the time I do my lives on my business page, The Painted Toad, on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays. Once in a while, I'll throw in a Saturday or a Sunday. So what I'm doing right now is I've got some of this cobalt blue. I'm using a little bit of that light blue I had and a little bit of white just to add some shadowing in here under my snowman. So always a shadow's always going to add and, you know, make it look more realistic and three-dimensional. Let's add a little bit of shadowing underneath our tree here. And this I'm just going to kind of do a little bit more sketchy back and forth. If you notice, I did kind of a curve for the snowman because he's round. We'll get some curves in there. And then for the tree, we'll just kind of let these two shadows mix in there. Take a little bit of white, pull it in just to blend those colors. So we're still working on the snow here. We'll just kind of let that blend a little bit because we don't need super strong shadows here. We just want it to look kind of snowy. I'll keep that curve going. There we go. And then I'm going to take, let's see here. Let me just use an ultra fine brush here just to give a little bit. I make it look so easy. It is easy. It is easy. Don't let your fear of painting slow you down. You just gotta not be afraid to throw the paint on there. And here's the number one trick for painting. If you're feeling anxious about it and you think you don't like the way it looks, walk away from it. Walk away and get other people's opinions because sometimes we are our own worst critics, unfortunately. I'm my own worst critic. You know, that stopped me from painting for years because I didn't think I was good enough. And you can't let yourself talk. You can't talk yourself out of it. I can tell you from my own personal experience, you know, I never officially went to art school because I didn't think I was good enough. And that's the honest truth. But, you know, age and I don't know, wisdom, I guess, maybe. Wisdom with age has told me art is not about, you know, getting everything perfect. It's about discovering your own style. And when I realized it's about my style, oh, thank you. Thank you, Tarita. Um, Hopefully I said your name right. When I realized it's more about discovering my own style and doing my own thing, I enjoyed it so much more and I stopped being afraid. I stopped being afraid of, you know, being perfect or trying to be somebody else. You can't be somebody else. You are yourself. You are your own artist. The way you put your brush onto the surface is going to be different than the way somebody else puts their brush on the surface. You know, I mean, you can learn the skills. You can, it's always good to follow and learn from a master because you can always learn different things. You know, it's always good to keep learning. But then you have to take into account that you're going to have your own style and it's okay to go with that. Never, never be afraid to express your own style and let the paintbrush go. And there. What do we think? Does it look good so far? My tree needs a stem here, and I'm gonna add that in a minute because now it just kind of looks like it's floating. Of course, it could be hidden there under the snow. I don't have a button yet, Christine. I'm still building my following. So hopefully soon Facebook will let me get a star button. But thank you. I appreciate your wanting to send stars. Thank you so much. Okay, our little snow person here. What do we need to decorate our snow person? Let's see. Should we do like a long fluffy hat? Should I do like a top hat, like one of those snowmen? Should I do, what colors you thinking here? Should I do Christmas colors or should I make more winter colors? What do you think? Yeah, Christine, if you want to follow my page, The Painted Toad, that will help me. Or you can follow me on YouTube too, The Painted Toad on YouTube. You'll have to put it in. Or I could send you a link on here too. I'll go back later and send you a link to my YouTube page because that will help me grow and that will actually um, help me get to that point where I'm ready to get stars. There we go. So I'm using, this is just black paint and I'm just adding, I'm using my ultra fine brush here. This is one too. Don't be afraid of using your ultra fine brush. The trick here is practicing it. And then step 2 for a trick, thank you, Teresa, is to just be very light. Don't press hard. The lighter you press, the thinner your lines can be. So there we go. We got our little snow person. Should I put mittens on this little snow person or should I just like give it little stick hands with no mittens? I'm gonna work on the face here. Let's see. I want a little face and I'm wondering maybe it should be looking maybe be cute with a little holding its little hat here and kind of looking off. So what if we looked off in the distance here? Let's give it some little coal. We'll do the traditional. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm going to be joining another painting group as well, so I'll be doing more of these paintings. This is kind of a crafty paint. We're painting on the wood today. I like to do both. There we go. So I'm just doing a little, we got to have a smiley snowman, right? We don't want a grumpy one. And then, of course, a carrot nose. So let's see here. I'm going to zoom in on the face a little bit because I'm kind of doing some fine detail work. It'll be easier for you to see if I'm zooming in. We got about 15 minutes left, so we'll have some fun finishing our snowman. When I started, I figured I probably wouldn't finish 3 of these. I always have ambitious plans, but then I usually get hung up on the details. I love details. I can't help it. Hey, PJ. Welcome. Welcome for watching. Oh, awesome. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I love having creative people to share this with. All right, here we go. Coming in on the nose. And I'm just kind of making a chunky little nose here. We'll have fun. My orange paint's a little bit gloppy, so I'm trying to get, sometimes if your brush is a little glumpy, you might need to put it in some water. And this brush, unfortunately, I've not been following my brush rules, and it's been soaking in my water. So here's a tip. I think I shared this the other day. If your brushes, like if you look at my brush here, it's getting a, whoa, there it is. It's getting a little bit curved. Come on, camera. Wake up. Wake up. Come on. Come on, camera. There we go. Okay. See how that's curved like that? It's because I've been a bad girl and I've been letting that brush soak in my water overnight. So here's a little tip. If you dip your brushes in boiling water, you can help get them back to a natural shape. So I'm going to have to do that after our little painting today. All right, let's add some. I'm going to do a traditional here. Doing a lot of talking. Let's do some more painting, Rose. By the way, I am Rose from the Painted Toad. I know I mentioned that at the beginning. Sometimes I forget. I'm going to get some little coal buttons here. There we go. And then we'll let that dry, and then let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with his hat. I feel like he's kind of flinging his arm up there. So let's have some fun with the hat. And I'm thinking we need some more color on this. It's very blue. We got the greens. So let's do a warm colored hat. We need something a little more vibrant. Hey, Kim. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Your name is Kim Vanook. Is it Vanook? Because my cousin's wife is Kim, and that's my maiden name, Vanook. But we spelled it V-E-N-U-K. So I know another Kim Vanook. Um, she's married to my cousin. Just a different spelling. That's so interesting. All right, I'm coming in here with some red, and I'm gonna have some fun with this little hat here. I'm gonna go across here with red, and I'm using my warm colors here because here's the thing, when you're painting, to really get things to pop, it's good to do, like, we have so many cool colors with the snowman, with the tree, so adding a little bit of my warm colors here on the hat is going to make this interesting. It's going to draw your eye. Kim, I'm curious where you're from. I'm curious where you're from because, my cousin, well, I'm in Michigan, so my cousin, he lives in Michigan. So we've got Vanooks in Michigan, which is a German name. I've seen it spelled with V-A-N-U-C-K, W-N-U-C-K. And like I said, ours was V-E-N-U-K, Vanook. Technically, it should be a W because in German, the W's are pronounced. The W is pronounced as a V. Oh, you're from Texas. All right. Well, you may be a distant cousin unless you married into your name there. It's kind of funny. All the way down in Texas. All right. I've got some friends in Texas. My friend Elizabeth lives down in Texas. All right, coming in here with some more red. And I'm just kind of building this little hat here. I'm not really, worried too much about the shape. I'm using, in case you're wondering, I'm using red. I'm using this color called Yellow Deep, which is yellow orange. But if you want the specific color, it's called Yellow Deep by Master's Touch. And then I'm just using a cadmium orange. And I'm just kind of building, I'm just doing a fun little striped hat. I'm building each little stripe here with my ultrafine paintbrush. And another thing here, if you notice, I'm loading this brush up with paint. So, yes. Oh, you're in a German area. See? Yep, it's a German name. My great-grandmother came from Germany. She came all by herself with 5 kids. My great-grandfather had already passed away, and she came, brought 5 children across Ellis Island and all of that. They were immigrants. And I know my grandfather, he could speak Low German. My dad talked about it. My dad never spoke German, but my grandfather could speak German. I never heard him. I was young when he passed. The youngest, or the 5th of 6, not the youngest. My sister is younger than me. But yeah, so I do remember Grandpa bringing Hershey candy bars on Saturday morning. That was his thing. He would come and bring, and I do have that memory. I remember we'd be watching cartoons and Grandpa would come with candy bars. What do you think of my little hat here? Is that looking cute? Okay. I'm going to keep going with the end here. And then let's add, at the very end, a little white pom-pom at the very end. You can see my brush is getting blobby here. My white's a little bit getting thick and it's kind of drying. So I may need to clean that. And I'm going to do a little trick here on the white. You know how the pom-poms have the little floofs coming out? That's a very technical word, floofs. Not, I'm just kidding. So while this is wet, I'm going to take, I have a wooden skewer. You could do this with a toothpick. And you can just kind of pull it out. And we get kind of a little floof there. Can you see that? Let me pull it up here so you can see. I pulled a little orange in there, but don't worry about that. I'll deal with that later. So that was just taking a wooden skewer, pulling it in the wet paints, and then you can get like that little floofiness, if you know what I'm talking about. Also, with my, let me see if I can go in any closer. Nope, that's as close as I can get. To give this snowman a little bit of a look here, I'm going to use my skewer and just give a little dot in the eye. Yeah, I don't know. That makes him look a little creepy. I might have to fix that. But I'm just going to add a little bit. My hand is shaking today. I think my blood sugar is low. Get a dot in here, here. Give it a little bit of dots in my white here. Just give a little shiny highlight. There. And I'm going to fix those eyeballs so he doesn't look creepy. See, sometimes you do something, it's like, ooh, creepy. Yeah, it is a great memory. Thanks, Lisa. Trying to give you good tips. Yeah, don't do that with the eyes, though. That looks creepy. So you don't want a creepy. Sometimes that happens. You know, you're painting something, you're like, oh, that didn't look good. Don't be afraid. This is acrylic. We can go in and fix it. So let me go in here, and I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna come back to that later. We don't want creepy snowman eyes. All right, last little tip I want to do here is to add some snow onto this. So here's, if we want to do snowflakes, so let's do that, and then I'll show you the tree snow. So first, if we want to do snowflakes in here, use your skewer. you can get nice, even looking snowflakes. Sometimes if you do this with the brush, it's really hard to keep the brush even because sometimes it wants to blob and then you get a big fat one and then, you know, that's frustrating. So I just like to use a toothpick, skewer, you could use a pencil. I share this tip a lot, but it's just such a great tip. And you just get a nice, nice snow. So it looks snowy. And you just kind of have to keep going back into your white. Just dab, dab, dab. This works for stars too. This is a great tip for making a starry sky. So we got our little snowman. Oh, I got it in some blue. And then just got a few minutes left, so I want to show you in the last few minutes here how I add snow to the tree. So I'm going to go back to that flat brush. Remember how I was building the flat brush? Yeah, yeah, Lisa, don't make the eyes creepy. It ruins the whole thing. So I'm going to take that flat brush again, and I'm going to have to get a little bit more. Well, my paint's getting a little blue in it, but honestly, that might not be too bad. All right, I'm getting white on the edge of my flat brush here. Come on, flat brush. My camera. I have this very nice camera, and it's supposed to go in and focus. But then, you know, when I'm doing the painting, it focuses on my hand. When I'm trying to show you my brush, it's focusing on the painting. So it's very annoying. And let's get in here and just kind of go back and forth on the edge here. I did a little bit too much up there. But like I said, we can always go back and fix that later with a little bit of green paint. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with the edge of my flat brush again and building up some layers of snow on here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There we are. And I actually have a little YouTube video showing you how to do these trees. It's just a little quick one. I'm hoping to add some more of those little quick ones with just quick painting tips and things. So we're going in here. Doesn't that look lovely? Such a pretty little tree. Happy little trees, right? I love Bob Ross. And this is like the acrylic paint is all about layers, layers, layers. You know, if you're painting something that don't look quite the way you want it, just need layers. What do you think? Oh, I love it. It looks so snowy. Now I want it to snow. It's actually supposed to snow today in Michigan. They were saying a chance of snow. Can you believe it already? But it is November, so we've had snow in October. I think that's the earliest I've had snow, but we didn't have any snow this October. I'm going to take just a little bit of this umber brown, and we just got 1 minute left here. Let me see. And I'm just going to take my fine brush here, just add a touch of a tree trunk down here. And it's real important when you do something like a trunk, you don't just want to put like a stick on the bottom. So if you notice, see, I kind of gave it a little bit of a curve. I made the bottom a little uneven. If you just throw a big flat line there, it's not going to look good. I feel like this guy could use a scarf and stuff. Oh, thanks, Teresa. I'm glad you love it. I love it too. But I need to definitely add, I want to add more snowflakes and stuff. So I'll go in and add more snow. We got a real blizzard going on here. And I don't know if I'll add a scarf because I kind of like how he looks right now. I think I'm just going to leave his eyes black because the white dots in the eyes, it was not looking good. So I think just leaving the little black eyes there looks just right. And then don't forget, once this is dry, you can go in and add, you know, snowflakes on top of your scene here so that it looks like our snow is kind of going all over the place. All right, I think we are at the 45-minute mark. So I think that's a good start here. and I'll probably paint some more of these. I'll definitely put them up on my YouTube page if I do. Um, and I might paint some more on the painted toad. So anywho, thanks so much for watching today. I was so glad to have all you on today. And thank you for those that sprinkled and those that are following me. You can jump over to the Painted Toad on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm even on TikTok. Thank you, Shirley. So the only thing I'm not on is Pinterest. I think I need to add a Pinterest account. That maybe I'll do that soon. There's so many different things. Thank you, Dolores. All right. So wishing you a great day, and remember, be creative, be artistic, and get connected at the Painted Toad. Thanks so much for watching.